Assalamu alaikum. Welcome my law firm. Now I described income tax and information. Short title and commencement. Number 1. This ordinance may be called the Income Tax Ordinance 1984. 2. It shall come into force on the first day of July 1984. Definitions. In this ordinance, unless there is anything repugnant in the subject or context. Number 1. Agricultural income means any income derived from any land in Bangladesh and used for agricultural purposes. Now, by means of agricultural or by the performance of any process ordinarily employed by a cultivator to render marketable the produce of such land, or by the sale of the produce of the land raised by the cultivator in respect of which no process other than that to render the produce marketable has been performance, or by granting a right to any person to use the land for any period or any income derived from any land in Bangladesh and used for agricultural purpose. By means of agricultural or by the performance of any process ordinarily employed by a cultivator to render marketable the produce of such land, or by the sale of the produce of the land raised by the cultivator in respect of which no process other than that to render the produce marketable has been performance, or by granting a right to any person to use the land for any period, or amalgamation in relation to companies means the merger of one or more companies with another company, or the merger of two or more companies, two from one companies with so merged being referred to as the amalgamated company, or companies and the company with which they merge or which is formed as a result of the merger, as the amalgamated in such a manner that by virtue of a company or use manner or two or move companies to form one company with so merged being referred to as the amalgamating company or companies, and the company with which they merge or which is formed as a result of the merger as the amalgamated in such a manner that by virtue of and for reasons attributable to the merger, all the property of the amalgamating company or companies immediately before the merger becomes the property of the amalgamated company. All the liability of the amalgamated company or companies immediately before the merger became the liabilities of the amalgamated company, and the shareholder holding not less than 9 maintains or value of the shares in the amalgamated company or companies held become shareholder of the amalgamated company. Annual value shall be deemed to be in relation to any property let out, the sum for which property might reasonably be expected to let from year to year, and any amount received by letting our fortune, fitting, etc., or where the annual rent in respect therefore of in excess of the sum referred to in paragraph, amount of the annual rent in relation to any property in the occupation of owner for purpose of his own residence, where the annual rent in respect therefore is in excess of the sum referred to in paragraph, the amount of the annual rent in relation to any property in the occupation of the owner for purpose of his own residence, where the annual value as determined under sub-clause does not exceed taka 10,000 nil, and where the annual value so determined exceed taka 10,000, the amount of such annual value exceeding taka 10,000 or a sum equal to 10% of all other incomes excluding the national income for the residence house, whichever is the less. 4. Appellate joint commissioner means a person appointed to be an appellate joint commissioner of taxes under Section 3 and includes an appellate addition commissioner of taxes. Also, a person appointed to hold current charge of an appellate joint commissioner of taxes. Appellate tribunal means the Texas Appellate Tribunal established under Section 11. 5. Approved gratuity found means a gratuity found which has been and continues to be approved by the board or in accordance with the provision of Part C of the first schedule. 6. Approved superannuation fund or a pension fund means a superannuation fund, a person fund which has been and continues to be approved by the board in accordance with the provision of Part A of the first schedule. SSE means a person by whom any tax or other sum of money is payable under this ordinance and includes every person in respect of whom any proceeding under his ordinance has been taken for the provision of Part A of the first schedule. Number 7. SSE means a person by whom any tax or other sum of money in payable under this ordinance and includes Every person in respect of whom any proceeding under this ordinance has been taken of the assessment of his income or the income of any other person in respect of which he is assessable, or of the amount of refund due to him or to such other person. Every person by whom a minimum tax is payable under this ordinance. Every person whom is required to file a return under Section 75, Section 89 or Section 91. Every person who desires to be assessed and submit his return to income under this ordinance, and every person who is deemed to be an assess or an assess in default under any provision of this ordinance. Assessment with its grammatical version and correct expression include re-assessment and addition of further assessment. Assessment year means the period of 12 months commencing on the first day of July every year, and include any such period which is deemed under their provision of this ordinance to be assessment year in respect of any income for any period. Assistant Commissioner of Taxes means a person appointed to be an assessment commissioner of taxes under Section 3. Bangladesh company means a company formed and registration under the Companies Act 1913.